Welcome everybody back to another Boldcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's so crazy for me to even be saying that at the start of these videos with that intro, and it makes me very excited. Episode 2 of Book 1. What happened last time?
Last time, we got introduced to some of the main characters, and we had a nice little fishing contest in a way. Unsuccessful, and then, the giant thing that Aang was in flew out of the water.
Iceberg.
and then he was just such a fun, chill child that
With
just
Appa.
came to the village, had an amazing, cute sky bison, and they were just hanging out, and everything was fantastic until they decided to explore the old Fire Nation ship and set off a flare directly alerting.
A flare, which by the way had a tripwire in the like bridge of this ship.
We didn't talk about this, but I'm like,
I could tell. I was looking at the recording. I could see you're just like I could see in your eyes. You're just like, who set that up 100 years ago? This tripwire.
I know. I was just thinking. I'm like, okay, this was a working sea vessel.
It's like, all right, men, just be careful. Safety briefing this morning. Be wary of the tripwire when you come to alert us of something on the bridge. It's a foot into the room. We have to step over it every single time we want to operate the ship. Just be wary.
It's like, I guess I understand that, like, after the ship, like, crashed or whatever, they could have set it up, but I'm like, who's setting that up? Who's bothering to make this elaborate trap?
Anyway, we had some penguin racing. We had some, and Zuko and the rest of his crew are headed off to find Aang and Katara, who are alone out there.
Yes.
We'll see what happens this time. And they saw the village.
Yes.
We'll see what happens this time. Leave a like, subscribe, check out Patreon to get ahead on Avatar reactions. Uncut is further ahead, or you can get a little bit ahead for one of our lower tiers to get the edited reactions early. Uncuts are a little bit more ahead of that. But see what you can get over there, and it's a bunch of other stuff. There's also our One Piece channel, which you can also get on the same Patreon. Yeah, One Piece channel, where we do our One Piece reactions and our One Piece podcast, where we review at the end of every saga. Making our way through that. But most of all, we're ready to make our way through more Avatar. Once again, leave a like and subscribe. We hope you enjoy. Let's check it out. We do a shorter version of this at the start of every episode. Doesn't that just get you hyped up?
They're gonna be so pissed.
Well.
She looks so done.
You signaled the Fire Navy with that flare. You're leading them straight to us, aren't you?
It was an accident. Yeah, we boobied right into it.
You shouldn't have gone on that ship.
It's my fault.
Aha! The traitor confesses. Warriors away from the enemy. The foreigner is banished from our village. I'm protecting you from threats like him.
Aang is not our enemy. Aang's brought us something we haven't had in a long time. Fun.
Fun? We can't fight firebenders with fun.
Try it sometime.
Get out of our village.
Can't fight. Have you tried?
Do this.
Sokka is right.
Then I'm banished too. Come on, Aang, let's go.
To the North Pole. Let's go.
Aang is taking me to the North Pole. I am?
Yeah.
Great.
Katara,
Great.
did you really choose him over your tribe?
I don't want to come between you and your family. So, you're leaving the South Pole? Guess I'll go back home and look for the Airbenders. Wow. I haven't cleaned my room in 100 years. Not looking forward to that. It was nice meeting everyone.
Let's see your bison fly now.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought so.
Don't go. I'll miss you. I'll miss you too.
So cute.
You'll feel better after
You happy now? There goes my one chance of becoming a waterbender.
Ready our defenses. The Fire Nation could be on our shores any moment now. No potty breaks.
Yeah, I liked her too.
Oh boy.
Appa, wait here.
It is incredibly unlucky that there was actually whoa. But there was
Horrifying.
actually a boat around when they launched that flare. It's like the worst timing ever.
There's a lot of cultural stuff in the show, like the water tribes are based off the Inuit, and I think the Fire Nation's roughly based on like China, Japan. I think that, yeah. Anyway,
Oh man!
Oh my god. You tried.
didn't even need to use the fire.
Where are you hiding him? He be about this age? Master of all elements?
Actually, we just banished him. Whoa.
That was pretty slick.
Show no fear.
Quit hyping him up, kid. You're gonna get him
He's
killed.
defending his homeland. Ooh,
Shit.
he just broke a bone spear just like that. Like,
Penguin's like, I do not want to be a part of this.
I, Aang.
oh boy.
Looking for me?
You're
Oh, the snow starts
Airbender?
melting.
You're the Avatar?
Aang?
No way. I've spent years preparing for this encounter. Training. You're just a child.
Well, you're just a teenager.
Everybody get away.
If I go with you, will you promise to leave everyone alone? No, Aang, don't do this! Don't worry, Katara. It'll be okay. Take care of Appa for me until I get back.
Head of course to the Fire Nation.
Till you get back.
I'm going home.
What a badass, though. And Sokka had that boomerang hit.
That was really cool.
God, the music is so good. I keep forgetting how good the music was. They incorporated like a bunch of different instruments from all over the world and stuff like that. They like curated a bunch of stuff.
We have to go after that ship, Sokka. Aang saved our tribe. Now we have to save him. If we don't help him, no
He
one
literally
will.
just
I know you
sacrificed
don't like
himself.
Aang, but we owe him.
Katara, are you gonna talk all day or are you coming with me?
How about let's take that flying bison?
They don't know where he is.
We're going to save your boyfriend.
He's not my.
Whatever. What do you two think you're doing?
Going fishing?
You'll need these.
Hmm.
You have a long journey ahead of you. Been so long since I've had hope. But you brought it back to life. And you, my brave warrior, be nice to your sister.
Okay, Gran.
You both found him for a reason. Now your destinies are intertwined with his.
There's no way we're gonna catch a warship with a canoe.
You just love taking me out of my comfort zone.
Oh boy.
This staff will make an excellent gift for my father. Take the Avatar to the prison hold, and take this to my quarters.
Mind taking this to his quarters for me?
I guess you never fought an airbender before. I bet I can take you both with my hands tied behind my back.
Silence.
Oh my god. He wasn't joking. He wasn't exaggerating.
He's fucking badass. Wasn't that so awesome?
Go. soar.
We need your help. Aang needs your help.
Up.
Yep.
Elevate.
Sokka doesn't believe you can fly. But I do, Appa.
What was it that kid said? Yeehaw. Up. Yip yip.
I love him. I was crying.
This is gonna
Look
be a good
at him
reaction
go.
series. Isn't he so good?
I love him so much.
You haven't seen my staff around, have you?
Whoa.
Thanks anyway.
So many slick moves.
Yeah.
My staff.
Looks like I underestimated you.
Whoa.
You just remove all the oxygen from the room? Is that an option?
Isn't that move so good?
Yeah. One more time.
Oh, that was so cool.
Oh. Uh-oh.
What is that?
Whoa.
Water bending.
I'm not a waterbender. Pulls out this move.
Look at it. So badass.
You just did.
Now that was some water bending.
Oh. Really takes it out of him though.
Thanks for coming.
Well, I couldn't let you have all the glory.
Now let's get out of here.
Payback. Oh boy. She accidentally frozen.
Oh no. Damn.
Hurry up, Sokka!
The guy with the boomerang. I didn't ask for all this flying and magic.
Careful. Yip Yip, it just flies off the back of him.
Shoot them down.
And do not shoot them down.
Oh, both of them together.
Whoa.
Oh. Ouch.
You guys are lucky to be alive right now.
The Fire Nation's greatest threat, just a little kid.
That kid, Uncle, just did this. Dig the ship out and follow them. As soon as you're done with that.
That was so dope. Oh.
How did you do that? It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
I don't know. I just sort of did it.
Why didn't you tell us you were the Avatar?
I never wanted to be.
The world's been waiting for the Avatar to return and finally put an end to this war. According to legend, you need to first master water, then earth, then fire, right? If we go to the North Pole, you can master waterbending.
We can learn it together.
I'm sure you'll get to knock some firebender heads on the way.
I'd like that.
Then we're in this together.
But before I learn waterbending, we have some serious business to attend to. Here, and here.
What's
Oh.
We'll ride the hopping llamas. Then way over here, we'll surf on the backs of giant koi fish. Then back over here we'll ride the hog monkey and like people riding them. That's what makes it fun.
We'll harass these animals.
Yeah.
And don't you think that we could, like, do that on the way back?
Kind of in a hurry. Oh, this song and this visual brings back so many memories coming back from school. And then this would just be playing. Well, what'd you think of that episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender?
That episode was so crazy. Just, like, absolutely popped off on those guys.
Yeah.
He's just like, I bet I could take you with my hands tied behind my back. And it's like, okay, sure. And then he just destroys them immediately, flies around, takes down everyone on this boat. And then, yeah, it was so cool and so fun. Like, I love that they were able to do such a badass and crazy fight, but still keep it really light and funny at the same time. Because it's just like, it suits his personality and just how he behaves. So it makes sense. Like, he's in this fight and, he's winning, but he's doing it in a way that is, like, really funny. He's like, oh, smack this mattress against him and then hit him into the ceiling. And it's just so fun. Or, like, tie him up and stuff. It's so funny. Mm-hmm. I really like that.
Yeah, that was a big thing in, like, the behind the scenes and stuff they talked about. The creators talked about how to make a show with a lot of fighting but without violence, and that's how they, like, all of the movements that you see them do are, like, from different martial arts. Like, each bending style is taken from a different, like, I think I forget if it's airbending or waterbending, but it's based on Tai Chi. And then there's, like, different. That's cool. So it's a different martial art or blend of different martial arts for each different bending style. So there's, like, different movements. You see, like, the fire bending, like, they do a lot more, like, punching and stuff like that. Like, but so they incorporate, like, a sort of physicality to it that makes it seem like it's really fighting. And that's something the show gets praised for a lot, is the choreography, because they had, like, a real, like a serious, highly trained martial artist, like, come in and like, they would record him doing the movements and, like, developing the different bending styles and stuff like that, and they would use that as animation inspiration.
I like that. I feel like you can really tell that a lot of effort was put into it in that, because we talk sometimes about how in like an anime fight or whatever, there can be a fight and it's just, okay, these might as well just be two like, stick figures flying around at each other, and the weight and personality and to the point that you believe that it is that character making that movement, and it feels like they had weight behind it in a way that makes sense with the fight. Is I feel like a lot of times some missing in just, like, in a fight scene. So I felt immediately while watching this that it just flowed really well. It was really well choreographed. Yeah. Everything that was happening was just so cool. And he, flies around on here, and it's just, it's a very whimsical vibe, but also a very high stakes situation at the same time. But you kind of know that he's gonna get out okay. So it's, I don't know. I really liked the balance of exciting. Oh no, what's gonna happen? It's this crazy fight. How's he gonna get out of the situation? But you still with the knowledge that he's probably gonna get out of the situation. Yeah, it's
the exciting is the best way to put it. Like, it doesn't have to be.
You don't have to be fearing for their lives to be excited in anticipation about what's gonna happen.
And I think that's where a lot of people who, like, aren't used to watching, like, a kid's, like, something that's made for kids. Like, we watch a lot of anime, and a lot of it is made for, like, a younger audience. And, like, a lot of people who are more used to higher stakes, like more adult themed stuff, they're kind of disappointed, like, oh, if only the show was, like, made. We kind of talked about this off camera the other day, where it's like, oh, if only the show was made, like, without being needed to be made for kids. But, like, I think if you take away that part, so much of it is lost. And yeah, I don't know. It just I don't think it detracts from it. But it's a challenge from a creativity
to do
perspective.
It well.
Well, in order to, if you can't keep people's attention with, like, the tension and some fear with every scene or whatever, or with violence, or like a lot of violence or whatever, you need to do it in other ways. And the way you do that is by, like, putting craftsmanship into the other parts of the encounter, like, you know, the choreography and animation and the music and just like, you know, you need to put effort into the whole experience if you can't rely on like, oh, are they gonna die, are they gonna make it alive, or whatever. You know, obviously he's probably gonna be fine, but like, how do you make that entertaining if you know there's kind of this assumption that everything's gonna work out okay? And that's something that like the show really does well. It's why the whole show is always really entertaining. It's because it's always exciting. There's always something going on that's interesting.
Yeah, I really like that, and I love the moment where he flies over the side and then starts water bending, kind of on instinct from being surrounded by the water.
His tattoos turn on again.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's all serious. He locks in.
And then he's kind of winded by it after. I like that as well. That it kind of takes it out of him a little bit, and I wonder if it's if it has to do with, even though he's the Avatar and can wield everything, if it's, you know, doing something, he's like pushing too far with an unfamiliar element, you know, like if he mastered waterbending, if it would take it out of him that much.
Right.
It's because he's so used
a
to
bit of a novice.
Using air is like breathing for him. We saw him flip around and do all kinds of crazy stuff, and it wasn't really an effort or a problem. And then what he was doing with water was crazy, but it seemed like it was much more taxing on him. Which is really cool, and I'm interested to see if they go and learn about waterbending, if that will like prove a struggle at first as he's learning to control it, and then once he's mastered it, it will come as easy to him as airbending.
Yeah. Well, and Katara too. Katara, this like just in this encounter as well, she like accidentally froze Sokka behind her when she was trying to hit the guys in front of her. So then she turned around and did the same thing.
I love that.
And then froze the guys.
I love that.
So it shows a little bit of progression with her, even though she still doesn't know how it works entirely.
But what I love about that is that she made a movement and it did what she wanted, but in the wrong direction. So instead of taking the time to figure out how do I do that but make it go where I want it, it's like, okay, I know that if I do it like this, it will go directly behind me, so I'm just gonna turn around. Yeah. I love that because it's so I don't know, it's
smart.
just so smart.
Yeah.
And it's just such a little thing, but I noticed that when I was watching it, I was just like, that's so cool. You know, it'd be like if you I can't even compare it to anything.
It's just like she made it work for her in a way.
Yeah. I appreciated that because it's spur of the moment and on the fly, and she's just kind of going off of instinct, so she doesn't have time to, you know, recalculate stuff. It's just like, oh, I'll just go for it again. And she froze those guys, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And now they're flying away. And this scene where they're above the clouds and are flying is so beautiful with the sun really
rays
nice.
And everything. And yeah, the song that plays here is just like the most classic thing. It's what I wanted to learn when I got that kalimba. I like bought that, and then I was gonna try and learn that, but then you just stole it and started playing it on your own. Yeah. Is that it?
And a lot is happening in these episodes.
Yeah, these first episodes are really loaded. I think these first 2 episodes are kind of like a big intro sequence, and then the show kind of changes pace a little bit. Fair warning.
That's fine. That was kind of an asshole move to drive that ship straight into their village.
Yeah. I mean, he's the prince of the nation that fucking,
yeah.
You know.
I feel like it you know, characterizes them really well yet again, because like we already see him kind of behaving like a, you know, crazy person on the boat, and then just the intimidation factor of they didn't need to break all that ice and drive through there, but it creates much more of an impact, and just really shows their tactics and how they can like take over everything. Because imagine like 50 of those rolling up and doing that at one time, you know, people are just going to surrender.
Yeah,
they're not going to do anything if that happened, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and there's the other thing of like as far it would go back to like the Aang being able to get out of the situation like kind of easily, you could say. There is they say there's like an in-universe explanation why like the main character somehow gets out of this situation, other than just that he's skilled and that he's you know, has some skill to him, and it's kind of illustrating that he is a pretty skilled airbender. But it's also that it's been 100 years since anyone has fought an airbender. Yeah. So these guys who are firebenders, and there's like a whole group of them, and one of them who's literally a prince of the Fire Nation, you know, they struggle against him because they have no context of how to train or fight against somebody with that power at all. And it goes back to what happened what Katara and Aang's conversation in the first episode, how she's just like, oh, can you teach me how to be a bender? He's like, airbending and waterbending are like completely different things. You need to find another waterbending teacher. So it's like it's separating each of the skills as its own thing. It's not just, oh, you do the same movements, but rock comes out, or air comes out, or fire comes out, or whatever.
Well, it kind of reminded me of, just because we're watching Freerun recently, but it's like, it reminds me of in Freerun how, obviously for different reasons in this because there hasn't been any airbenders, so people have just not bothered to, you know, keep up their skills of how to defend against it because it's not relevant. It's like in Freerun how they don't, when in the exam arc, when they're fighting other people, everyone is weak to Fern because Fern is just using the most basic spell of all time, but everyone else chose to do other things because of, you know, various reasons that make that more effective in a certain way, but then it makes them vulnerable to this one thing that is like, oh, only old people use that. Only that was popular like 100 years ago. Why would I bother to, you know, spend my time practicing defense against that?
But obviously the difference in this case is it's not a choice or like a development. In this case, it's like there is no way to do airbending because there's none left. So yeah, similar thing. Anyway, great episode. Anything else you want to say? You like him rolling in on the penguin?
I love that. That was so good. And then the penguin's like, I'm gonna leave.
I'm out.
Why? He's just like, you just rode me into battle right now. And I did not agree to that. I just wanted to fish.
I'm excited to watch more. Hope you guys are excited to see Lindsay's reaction to more and more of our discussions, etc., etc. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe once again if you forgot. And check out Patreon to get ahead right now. And we'll see you in the next one. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.